Okay. Okay. This thing is acting janky on me, y'all, but we are here and we are live. And I hope, oh my goodness, that my internet was not be tripping on me. Let me get this together, y'all, and mute this thing so we can hear not all of this echo. Good evening. I'm gonna turn this down and hope for the best. We're gonna hope for the best, honey. So listen, welcome back to another episode. I just feel like I'm freezing. Welcome to another episode of Call Me CEO, The Conversations. And who am I? I am Angela D. I'm your host. And each week I sit down with women CEOs who are just dominating in their spaces. These sisters are leading with faith, power, and intention. And they are just the bomb out here in these streets, honey. But today, listen, y'all. Today is a really special episode for me. It's not just a conversation, it is a full circle moment. Man, if you have followed me any amount of time, you have heard me talk about this woman. You've heard me talk about my beginning and where I came from and how I started and how I got in this whole online space and everything. And so, yeah, today is a really special episode for me. So today I'm sitting down with my friend, my sister, my mentor, my colleague, my girl, Dr. Joan T. Randall, honey. And she is the woman, listen, this woman saw me when I couldn't see myself. She saw me who I was called to be, before I even saw myself as this person, as sitting here as Angela D or whomever it was I started off as, right? When I was hiding, she taught me like one of the most life-changing lessons in this entire entrepreneurial journey of mine, which is the power of visibility. Right. I mean, I say, a lot of times we say, we connected 3 years ago, which we did, or 6 years ago, I'm sorry, which we officially did. But I say for almost 10 years, I've been watching her. It's been nearly a decade. You know what I'm saying? I have been watching her, and she really has helped shape the woman that I am. She's helped me to show up in just power and just purpose and in my passion. She's helped me show up as a woman, as a leader, and as a CEO. So let me just tell you, just a little bit about who she is. Dr. Joan T. Randall is an award-winning publisher. She's an international speaker, best-selling author, and licensed real estate broker, honey. My girl is stepping all up in these real estate streets. She is the president of Joan T. Randall Enterprise, LLC. She is the founder of Victoria Shoe Press and the creator of the Books to Business and Beyond model, of which I am a student and graduate and certified author coach as a result thereof. She has been honored as the 2025 Local Business Person of the Year and Career Mastered Leadership in Action honoree. And let me tell you something, she empowers individuals, women, men, everybody really, to build legacy through books, business, and now buildings. So I'm gonna bring my girl up here one day. Like I tell y'all this every week. One day I'm gonna learn how to do this drum roll because it has a drum roll. But whatever, we talk about coming to the stage, my girl, Miss Joan T. Ranto. Hey, listen. Can I hear you? You on mute, babe? You on mute? You still on mute?
I'm so sorry. I got
It's
you.
okay.
Hey, sis.
Hey, listen, we're gonna power through this thing. I felt like I was choppy, but we here, we're together, and I'm just so excited to have you here. Um, on with what we both call is a full circle moment. And I
Yes.
say, the 9 years, it really has been 9 years that I have been following you, that I have been watching you before, it's been nine altogether, of course, six before
Yes.
we actually connected. But man, this has been a journey. This has been something. And I thank you for being here and for being who you have been to me and to so many other women and so many other folks out here. So welcome, girl.
I thank you. I appreciate you. I'm so honored to be here. I'm so proud of you. And I would not miss this for the world, girl.
The internet was trying to keep us apart today. It was trying to keep us apart. So listen, I really want to get into this thing and talk about, what our topic is today. And it's about the power of visibility. We wouldn't be here but for the power of visibility and how women can stop hiding and start being seen in 2026, right? it sometimes is difficult for us. It's so many of us out here. We are women CEOs, we are
Mhm.
authors and entrepreneurs and business women, but a lot of times we still out here hiding. And so I really want to start there because this is where we are. You know what I mean? We don't start out hiding, but I don't know. The world just kind of tells us we need to hide. So, from your perspective, what causes women to shrink in leadership spaces? You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, let me just say this: leadership and visibility are stewardship, right?
Yeah.
Stewardship, like it is not self promotion. And a lot of people hide away from visibility because they are afraid to say, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I've done, and this is how I got here, right?
Hmm.
We think that, well, I don't want to brag, I don't want to boast, but no, you know what I mean? Women hide because we are conditioned to be like palatable. Like people tell us we're loud, people tell us we're too much, people tell us we're all over the place. Everywhere I turn, I see you. And sometimes it creates this narrative in your mind that maybe I'm just too much. Maybe I need to pull back. Maybe I don't need to tell the story, right? Maybe
Right.
I just don't want to be too much. But baby, the visibility shows survival patterns. And
That's
those survival patterns are something that somebody else need as the bridge builder. Like, so when
yeah.
you are showing up and when you are saying, I survived this, when you're saying, I overcame, or when you're saying, I learned that my issue from I was a young girl was bipolar disorder, you're not ashamed to say it because somebody else need that, because just like you, they can understand that, you know what, I may need to get some help for this. I may need to make some decisions to change my mindset. But if I don't show up, the people who need me will not know that I have it. Like
Yeah.
if you don't show up, you're invisible. Like your story becomes invisible. You become invisible if you have this seed, if you have this fruit inside of you and do not show up so others can build a bridge to get to where they need to get to.
Yeah. And we have been conditioned to just be agreeable,
Yeah.
to be quiet, to be grateful for what we have, not visible, not bold. You know what I mean? We've
Mhm.
been really conditioned, and a lot of us have stayed in that beaten down state because of it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Sometimes hiding feels safer, and I can speak from experience because hiding felt safer for me. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Not sharing or sharing softly, right? Instead of sharing boldly, sharing loudly, I would share softly, just a little bit, a little bit here, a little bit there, shrinking. And it's because society has told us that, right? It
Yeah.
has told us that we should be shrinking and it's not good to boast and brag. And I don't think sharing is boasting and bragging. Right. I don't think that's just not what it is. And when you say stewardship, I don't know. It reminds me that this is what we're supposed to be doing, man. This is it right here. This is it. Our story isn't for us. Our Not even our success
Right.
is just for us. Because if we don't share it and we don't put it out there, how is another sister gonna know that they can do it?
Exactly. And one of the things that, like, I've told myself over the years is that visibility is currency,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Visibility is currency. But if you're not visible, then you're hiding, the value of who you are,
Yeah.
right? You're
Yeah.
hiding the value of who you are because what people see now of who you are, you had to work at it.
Yeah.
This was hard work over the last 6, 7 years to
Yeah.
get here, right? The person I met when I first met you is not the same person now. I mean, the transformation, the elevation, the transition, the power that you have in your hands, the power that you have in your lips when you speak, the power of your creativity,
Yeah.
right? Has transition, has it just it came into being because you were showing up. And even when you were afraid to speak publicly, you still showed up. Even
Yeah.
when you said, I'm uncomfortable doing this, you still showed up. Even
Yeah.
when I gave you a class to teach, you still showed up, right? Like,
Yeah.
do you do it? But
Yeah.
I saw that in you and you still showed up and you show up consistently. Here's the thing about visibility, it requires a level of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay for you to show up. It's not okay. This was what I should say. It's not okay for you to show up inconsistently. I see
Yeah.
you now, and then I don't see you for a whole year. And then
Yep.
you pop up again and said, I'm back. Right. But then 3 months later, you're gone again. And then 6 months down the road, you pop up again and said, I'm back. So how many times are you coming back? I've seen that so many
So
times.
many times. Oh yeah.
People like, I'm back. Like, dang, where did you go? You know,
Exactly.
right? And so the discipline of being committed, the discipline of being consistent, the discipline of showing up allows people to trust you.
That's right.
Trust what
That's
you have
right.
to say, trust what you have to pour into them, trust your programs, trust your book, trust what you say you are going to do because they know that you're going to show up for it.
That's right. And then they show up for you. And that's again, that's exactly how we got here. Because you were visible, because you showed up every single day. And you've been showing, you on year number
So this is
six.
number
Yeah.
seven. Seven.
Yes, year number 7. And you show
Seven.
up
You're number
every day.
seven.
Yeah, and you show up every day. And as far as I'm concerned, visibility requires courage and
Yep.
it requires confidence.
Yep.
It absolutely does. And it doesn't have to be the loud kind, you know what I mean? But the quiet daily decision every day, saying to yourself, I'm going to show up even when I'm scared. I'm going to show up even when I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to show up when I don't want to, when I'm tired, whatever it is. Because we make excuses. My hair ain't right. My face ain't right. I'm looking a little chubby. I don't like this. I don't like that. They're not going to listen. But you don't know who's listening.
Yeah.
You don't know who's listening. So, how did you learn to show up boldly? Because I feel like that's something that's just, for you. I feel like that's just in you. You know what I mean? That's just you to show up that way. But was there a moment or a lesson or a season even that taught you confidence, or taught you that confidence is not perfection, but that it's presence?
So, my God, I have to go all the way back to 2016. That was where it started, all on
Yeah.
Facebook, right? When I wrote my book, the very first book that I wrote. And it was February 13th. It was my daughter's birthday. I was launching the book. I didn't know what I was doing, but I invited some friends to my home and I told them to sit at my dining table. I'm going to sit at my kitchen counter and we're going to launch this book live online. So we had balloons, we had cake, we had sparkling cider, and they're sitting around my dining table and I'm sitting at the kitchen counter. So anybody that came on the live that day could see them because they were in the back doing all kind
Right.
of things, because and that's kind of where it started, right? I was nervous. I was uncertain. I didn't know if anybody would show up, but I knew that I believed in the product that I had written. And I'm like, I'm going to figure this thing out. And I never stopped. I never
Yeah.
stopped. February 13th, like 2016, is when I decided I was just going to go full out because I had this book I was launching and I never stopped. It's 10 years.
Yeah.
February 13th, this year will be 10 years and I never stopped. And there were days that I didn't show up. There were days when I didn't feel good about myself. There were days when I questioned if I knew what I was talking about. Like,
Right.
who are you? Like, what are you talking about, girl? And even when I started the publishing company, I was uncertain that I was qualified. Like
Yeah.
even now I'm doing the Proverbs 31 woman study. I'm still saying because you have that little voice, Joan, are you qualified to teach this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, courage doesn't start with visibility. No, let me back up. So you have to be courageous and confident to show up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that comes afterwards, sis.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
when you first start, you're nervous, you're scared. But if you just do it a little at a time, I'm reading a book right now called Atomic Habits. And
Yes.
basically, right? Basically,
Yes.
what the book is saying, it's just these small daily changes, these small habits, like one little half a turn habits do them every day consistently. And the next thing you know, those habits become the discipline. Those discipline guides your system. Those system guides your processes. And the next thing you know, success starts to show up. Why?
Yeah.
Because one small habit, just showing up, whether it's once a week, twice a week, 3 times a
Yeah.
week, daily, however. And I believe that the minute I realized that I no longer cared what you said about my weight or cared what you said about how my hair looked, cared what you said about anything, but that I had something to say. And because I had
That's
something
right.
to say, I had a story to share. I was going to share it. If there's 0 person watching, 10 people watching, or 100 people watching,
That's
I'm still
right.
going to show up.
That's right. And it's crazy because I'm looking at my notes. I got my notes over here. And just what you said is something that I put in my notes. It shows up after we
Yeah,
decide to be seen, after we make the decision to show up. That's
yeah,
when the courage shows up. Because,
yes,
like you said, now you're like, you know what? I don't care what these people say. I don't care if they like what I'm saying. I have to be me and I have to get this message out because I have it. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And it also is a lesson in obedience because I absolutely feel that how dare we keep our gifts and talents and message and all of those things to ourselves. I forget what scripture I shared the other day about just that thing about holding on to your gifts and talent. No, how dare we?
yeah,
Because a lot of times these are things that we pray for, things that we ask. We ask for all this stuff. We pray and God and please and help. But then when it shows up, then we don't show up for it.
no.
You
And
know?
then we disappoint the people that we're called to serve, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you show up and somebody starts to watch, like I say this all the time. I said this when I started on January 1st. I said, you're the reason why I still do this.
Yeah.
Like, you're just the reason why I still go. I'm still going, right?
Yeah.
Because of the very first time, day 4, when you and I connected afterwards and we had a conversation, right? It was one person who made a difference in my life, right? And it was you. It was that one person who showed up and then booked an appointment. And then me and you talked. And I realized, God, if it's just one person, then somebody is getting what you are giving me to share.
Yeah.
So it made me continue. And there were times when last year when I did it in January, I did not want to do it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't feel like doing this. But
Because
you know what?
I interviewed you day 1 of
You
last.
sure did. You sure did. I think it probably was on New Year's Day or the day, whenever it was, but you absolutely
Here's
did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And but in that though, you encouraged me to show up and watching you show up when you don't want to, watching you show up. How many things have we done together? Remember the ministry. Remember we launched the ministry and we were showing up and sometimes the people did, sometimes the people didn't, but we still showed up.
I forgot
Right?
about
We still showed up. We still did it. We still did it. And it's because somebody
it.
showed up, somebody was watching, you know what I mean? And so man, that's a part of being a leader. That's a part of running your business. That's a part of being an entrepreneur. That's a part of your brand. It's all a part of it. And so
Yeah,
I want to segue just a little bit into branding and storytelling,
yeah,
right? Because I feel one of the greatest lessons, one of the biggest things that you told me is that visibility again is not just about the performance, it's not about the show up, it's about the truth.
yeah.
It's about really showcasing who you are, what your story is, you know what I mean, and how your story can impact other folks, right? How women can use their stories. It's not just about perfection or credentials or titles. You always talk about lived experience because that's what it's about, right? And you use that to build the visibility. And another word of yours is impact,
Yep.
right? Impact. So, how can women use their story? Not
Oh,
their credentials, not their other. How? How do they use their story and their lived experience to build visibility and impact?
the story is the gift. The story is the gift, right? And so a lot of times, and this is why sometimes some of us search all of our lives for purpose and can't find it. It is
Yeah,
not hidden. It is
yeah,
not behind a wall. It is inside. And it
right.
is the story. And let me tell you, sometimes with our story, we have a level of pride about our stories. So we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to tell the truth about the story. We decide what we want people to read about our stories.
Mm-hmm.
So we extract the things that makes us look a little ashamed, or we
Mm-hmm.
extract the things that we think people are going to read and judge me. And that means you're not being authentic and you're not
That's
being
right.
truthful,
That's
because the
right.
truth is ugly sometimes. And when you write your truth or speak your truth, there's a level of integrity that goes with your truth. And there's a level of transparency that goes with your truth. And people love transparency. I
That's right.
trust people that are transparent.
Right.
I don't trust people who give me half of a story and
Mm-hmm.
the other half, because the other half might be a little in, my book, Bags in the Attic, that is raw.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
is raw and it's real. And sometimes I have churches that purchase like 50 books one time. And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
these church people gonna read my story. I'm like, and then they invited me to do a whole Q&A,
Yeah.
because all these women in the church wanted to ask me questions about what was in the book, and they went into all of the dirty, dark, ugly parts and asked me the questions, and I had to be honest, right?
That's
And
right.
tell the truth, tell the story. So your story is the gift, no matter how it looks, whether it's a divorce, whether it's
That's
bipolar
right.
disorder, whether it's
Right.
homelessness, whether it's domestic violence. Do you think I like telling people that I was homeless?
Exactly.
Think it was easy for me to say I got beat up by my husband for 7 whole years. It is
That's
not
right.
easy, but it is the truth. It is transparent. And I'm building a bridge for that woman over there that went through homelessness to know that, listen, girl, you can rise from it. I'm
That's
building
it.
a bridge for that woman who has experienced abuse to say, lady, you can rise from it. I ran away with 10 black trash bags with me and my two girls. And look at us now. That's the gift. That's
Yeah.
the story. That's what
Yeah.
you build on, right?
Yeah.
So the story is the gift. And when you show up to tell the story, don't be half and half. Don't tell half truths,
That's
because
right.
that's not being integral, right? That's not
Yeah.
being transparent. And
Yeah.
so you have to show up and be you, authentically honest. Don't watch what anybody's going to say. Don't think about, and sometimes pride prevent us, because we're like, oh my God, they're going to say this about me. Oh my
Mm-hmm. Are they gonna think this or
Oh
mm-hmm?
my God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you think, because God died for my shame on the cross.
You
Jesus
better
died
say
for my shame.
it. You better say
So
it.
that has already been covered. So I don't
Right.
give a hoot what you say, because you don't have no more power than I have. And the only person that I fear, which means I reverence, is Jesus, is God the Father. I don't fear you. I don't care what you think. I don't care what
That's
you
right.
say. You never
That's
walked
right.
into my shoes. So the moment we start to be honest and open and transparent about the gift, which is the story, let me tell you, you will start to elevate. You will see, you'll take off. You did
You
that.
will. You
You
will.
did that.
Absolutely. I was just gonna say that is when I remember just different book signings and things like that. But one that really sticks out to me is the one last year, the second win, when we did that one. And I shared about bipolar disorder. I shared about homelessness. I shared about going to jail. I shared about domestic violence. And when I shared all of those things, and I mean shared, and I had women inboxing me. I had sisters coming up to me. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for talking about depression and anxiety. Thank you for talking about bipolar disorder. Thank you. Right? Um, you know me, I keep it all the way. 100. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Whether you
All
like
the
it or whether you don't, I
yeah.
still cuss a little bit, sometimes a lot, but that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? And my story has attracted the folks that really need what I have for them. Our stories are not liabilities. There's no shame. How are you ashamed about your truth? It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And a lot of times we hold on to those truths and think they are to our detriment. But man, every single thing that we've been through brought us here right now today. We could not possibly be sitting here. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be sitting here if I wasn't a teenage mother. I
Yeah.
couldn't be sitting here, if I wasn't a domestic violence person, survivor. I couldn't be sitting here if I didn't have none. I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't, because all of those things were for me to share with somebody else, another sister who may be there, right?
Yeah.
Another person who needs that permission. Because sometimes we act like we need permission, and I just want to say, you don't.
Don't.
You don't. The only permission you need is from the Most High, and it's already been given to you
Yeah.
via your story. It's already been given to you via your talent, your gift. All of those things were given to you to share with other folks. So, we can talk about this all day, but
Oh,
I want you to share, because I know you got some amazing things that you're doing coming up. So I want you just to talk a little bit about that and just share with the people what you got going on and how they can connect with you. I mean, I see. I just also real quick want to shout out Avis. When God shows up for us, we must show up for Him. Absolutely. Yes, we must be authentic, right? And God uses everything we go to elevate us to where He is taking us. Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, I just want you to talk just a little bit about what you have going on, what you got coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got a couple of things going on right now. Number one, we're doing the study of the Proverbs 31 woman. And tomorrow will be, I think we're in Proverbs 31. I think it's verse 21 tomorrow. So we're almost halfway there. And that has really blessed me. And I'm telling you, I've been getting a lot of feedback. And by the way, we're turning it into a book. It is too
Mm,
powerful for it to just end like that. So we're taking all of the video recordings, we're transcribing it, and we're setting up the book right after. And it's going to be called The Stewardship of the Proverbs 31 Woman. Like,
yeah,
it's powerful not to share. And it's
I
blown
agree.
my mind on the revelations that I've gotten. And then of course, we have the cohorts coming up. The free 2-day challenge comes up
Hmm.
February 2nd and 3rd. And it's the 2 days where we kind of talk about writing and self publishing, creating your own imprint, and then how you can, build a business from a book. You did that. You did that well. The whole book to business concept, you just grab onto it and take a hold of it. You and Nadia and so many of other people that I
Yeah,
talk about how you wrote a book and then you were just off to the races. And then the cohort itself, after the 2-day free challenge on the 2nd and the 3rd, the cohort starts February 9th. So
yes,
we're looking for people who know that they want to write multiple books, who want to learn how to self-publish, who want to learn how to create their own imprint, who want to learn how to take this whole books to business and beyond to the next level. How
yeah,
do you create the training programs? How do you create, the webinars and all of the things that will allow you to add onto your income stream products, right? Services,
right,
your book. You know all about that because right now
yeah,
you have a whole thing coming up too. So
yeah,
with school, right? And so that's what's happening. And then, of course, there's the real estate on the other side, which I'm
yeah.
excited about. I realize I absolutely love it. And, Angie, sometimes people say, how do you do so many things? And I just say that God has given me the capacity.
That's it.
When you're available, when you open up yourself and you say, Lord, I'm available to you,
That's
and
right.
you're obedient and you use that little gift that you get, that little talent that you have, it's the same core values that I'm taking into real estate. There's nothing
That's
different.
it. That's it.
I'm just offering something else, right, sis? I offer
Yeah.
books, I offer business, and now I offer buildings. It's the same thing. It's not
Same
like I'm
concept.
switching, right? I'm
Right.
just using the same values, the core values, and all of the stuff that I have in me. And I'm just applying it to all these different areas of business because
Yeah.
I operate in the marketplace. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. And I want to just say a little bit about the self-publishing cohort as well. I am a graduate of the cohort. I've also taught classes in the cohort. And, you know, but even prior to the cohort, of course, I learned the process from you. It's not as if I didn't know the process, but it's so much deeper than a lot of times what folks think.
Yeah.
It's deeper, it's a lot of folks out here that are saying I can help you publish a book, I can help you do this, I can help you do, it's so many. I see it all the time. But what I don't see is the real deal. I mean, I can't even explain how you really go into and what you really teach. It's not just teaching, or not just helping you. Let me say this: it's not just helping you publish your book. It's teaching you a completely new stream of income. It's
Yeah.
teaching you, as you said, the books to business beyond model. It's teaching you how to create something that you can build on and that you can then maybe even teach other folks to do, or
Yeah.
whatever it is you choose to do with it. But it gives you every single thing that you need, from mindset to marketing to publishing to everything you need to be successful, to publish your book, to whatever it is you want to do with it.
Yeah.
And this cohort, you really are onto something. You know what I'm saying? You really were onto something with this.
Yeah.
So I put the link. The link is in the chat. Of course, I'm also going to put the link to the Books to Business and Beyond group. I'm going to drop the link to your website because I want y'all to get and join this challenge. I'm gonna put the flyer. Join the challenge. If you do nothing, if the challenge in itself, man, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. You got to get up in there so you can really learn and understand. I'm a product of the challenge. It's just a
You're a
different
product
one.
of
I'm a
everything.
product of every single program. Everything, everything.
Everything.
So I'm telling you, it works. And it works though only if you work it. It
Yeah.
works if you're willing to show up. It works if you're willing to do the work. And that really is the bottom line.
Yeah.
So before we get up out of here, what is one thing, one visibility practice that you think women need to start, especially, we're moving into this new year and all of this, and it's always something new, but to stop hiding and show up fully in this year, in this season, and stop acting like, we got to stop living like we got all this time. How can you show up? And what is one thing you would advise women to do?
I would say to say yes to one thing that you have desired to accomplish and yet have not done it. Just say yes to that one thing, whatever it is, that one thing that has been like a monkey on your back that you know you're supposed to do, but you haven't done it because you're either afraid or uncertain or not sure how to go about it. Everything that you require to accomplish the things that's on your back, you already have it inside, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you just have to take the one step to show up. And I say this all the time because I'm in the book business. You cannot be an author and hide.
No, ma'am.
You can't.
You sure can't.
You cannot say, I want to write a book and then you hide from the world. What is that about? Right? So you have to show up. God will give you the increase if you show up and work the plan that He gives you.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Like faith without works is dead. So you cannot tell me that you have faith, but you write a book and do nothing with it. Nobody knows you have it. Well, why did you even write it? Right? The
Right.
same thing with your business. If you start a business and you tell people, I do A, B, C, and D, but nobody knows, you're like hiding. Like, what is that about? Right? So even in the real estate, they tell you all the time, you cannot be a secret ninja,
That's
right? You
right.
be trying to sell home and then nobody knows you're trying to sell home because you're afraid to show your face on speak. When you show your face on Facebook Live or whatever, you're speaking to you.
Yeah, that's
It's like
it.
all the time.
That's it.
Listen, this is what I'm doing right now, and I'm talking to myself because that's the only
Because that's the only person you see. You don't see nothing else. That's it.
only person you see. So keep talking to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say just take one visible action, right? And you notice I say visible. Take
Yes.
one visible action. Just show up for that one thing.
Yeah.
Just step outside there. I'll give you an example. I know we're wrapping up, but Debbie Joe,
Yes.
Debbie Joe, right?
Yes.
Was a
Yes. Yes.
I met Debbie Joe in 2024, and she was going to write the book, The Shepherdess Beaten But Never Broken. She's never used a Facebook Live, never done a Facebook Live, never really had a Facebook page. And she was just this lady that she was a shepherd. All she does was tended to sheep. And when she wrote her book and we met with her, you met with her too from the marketing perspective, you gave her some things that she needed to do, right? And Angie, this woman, listen, she just went hard, and she her book is all over the world. She ended up speaking on stages in other countries because of the sheep thing that she does. She just
Yes.
won her fourth award
Come on
today,
now.
her
Come on
fourth
now.
international award. She is also in the running to win a IBPA award for her book, which is like the top of the top line of awards. And
Yeah.
all because she said, you know what? I've never done a Facebook Live. Ooh, I get
What
all
just
kinds.
happened? I love that.
I have no idea why that happened.
That's
But
all right.
she shows up, and I see her now. Her books are in bookstores.
Yeah.
It
She
blows my
wasn't playing. She wasn't playing.
was
She
not
was
playing.
not playing. Absolutely not. So, and I know, yeah, she was not playing. And she took the bull by the horns and did what she needed to do. And that's what you have to do. Like you said, you can't write a book and say, or whether it's a book, a product, whatever it is you have, and say, you know what? The people just gonna come buy it. No, they're not. Why? Why am I buying your stuff? Why am I buying your book? Why am I buying your program? Why am I buying your t-shirts? So whatever it is you selling, why? I don't know you, I don't like you, I don't trust you. So I need to learn those things. Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, y'all. This, like I said, this conversation was just so
Full
much for me.
circle.
Yeah,
Full
full circle, full circle. And I don't know, we keep having full circle moments though. It's like we
circle.
keep having them, but that's a part of the growth. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the relationship. So I want to thank you not just for this conversation, but for all of these years of mentorship, for all of these years of loving and believing me, and for helping change my life, man, by being my teacher, by teaching me that being seen is not being arrogant, it's being obedient, right? It's being obedient. It's being obedient. And so, I love you and I appreciate you. And I just thank you for being here with me.
I
Yes.
love you, my sister. I'm so proud of you. I'm telling you, like, one of my greatest accomplishments in my journey as an entrepreneur, an author, publisher is you. Is you.
Oh,
Man,
man.
from everything, Angie, from all of it, from it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? God don't make no mistakes. So all of this was ordained. This is all just it was divine. It was meant to be. And
Yeah.
so from the first time I saw you way back in 2017 on April something or other to this point right now, this journey and these steps and everything that happened in between was just it was meant to be. So I love and appreciate you.
I thank you so much. Means the world to me, and I'm honored and humbled. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. So y'all go ahead and look in the chat, click the links, connect with my girl. And I love you, darling. Thank
I
you.
love you, honey. Bye, guys.
Listen, y'all, listen. This has been a really great conversation, but I hope that you took from it to a woman that's watching. You don't need permission, right? You don't have to be perfect and you don't have to wait. And so I also have coming up the 2026 Vision Board Party is happening in my free school SKOOL community. I'm going to drop the link to that in there as well. I can't never drop links while I'm doing stuff. I feel like I'm freezing. There's a lot going on, but don't wait. Don't wait. We are planning with intention. The Vision Board Party is the Vision Board Party. We're going to start with the vision. That's the foundation. And we go straight into the 7-day 2026 business planning challenge. And we're going to plan your first 12 weeks. We're going to work off the 12-week year theory. And we're going to plan everything from CEO mindset to your marketing, sales, operation, all of your stuff. But you got to get in school to do it. So click the link on there, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these conversations. Get a copy of Don't Call Me Crazy, Call Me CEO, which is what led to these interviews. So I'm all over the place. I'm Angela D, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye.